Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the Have Bag and Tag Show. That's the worst intro I could think of. That was like the cheesiest, worst opening sentence I could have thought up of.
Hey, hang on. Let me do the intro.
Okay, we're gonna let Bag do this. Bag said he wants to take care of this one. Okay, go for it.
Done.
And we're introduced. That's as good an introduction as any. So, yeah, with that, welcome to the Have Bag and Tag Show, episode 2. Been away for a while. Here's the thing. Here's why I hadn't posted videos for like over 2 weeks myself. I had what they call a canker sore. You maybe heard of this. It's a condition. It's an affliction that I was afflicted with. The entire bottom of my tongue was a horrible mess. It was just gross. And I couldn't talk. It hurt to talk. It hurt to swallow, hurt to eat, hurt to drink. So that was fun. So naturally I couldn't record shit, and that's my excuse, and that's why we... And also, Bag was super busy for like the past, like, month or so, so it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to fucking come in and swoop in and save the channel single-handedly with my wonderful LPs.
Thank God. Basically what I'm saying is thank God Tag was here to, pick up the slack. Well, us slackers were busy slacking off.
Yeah, obviously.
But yes, we're all back now, bringing you the second episode of this. We recorded some other stuff today. We'll maybe talk about that later. But we have show notes again, and I want to do this in order. I want to take on these show notes in the order that I wrote them down.
No, let's do the video of the week
Fuck!
right now.
Damn it! Shit! You're fucking with my show, Tag. This is what happens when I leave you like to your own devices for a week. You think you can just swoop in, you take over. That's the problem. God.
I'm not here.
We're disbanding the group. It's just going to be the Hab show again. Let's be the Hab.
That'd be boring
Have,
as
and
fuck.
Have. So let's start with what we've been playing. Because we are going to do these show notes. If we do them in the proper order. What have we been playing? I wrote down on the show notes just what I've been playing. I have no idea what you two have been playing. But I'm going to start. Because it's my fucking show notes.
Oh yeah, you've been wanting to do this one thing for fucking forever.
Yeah, I tried playing a game called Hawken, which is, it was explained to me as, it from the outset it looks like a mech game. It looks like a fucking mech game, but the more I looked into it and the more it was explained to me, it's like, no, it's just like, it's like an FPS. I mean, like, yeah, you're in mechs, but like at its core, it is a first-person shooter. And I'm like, okay, I'll give this thing a shot. Gave it a shot. Fucking sucks. But probably like it feels like on some levels like the production is way better than like your standard free to play first person shooter, like something like your Combat Arms or what have you. But on the other hand, it's the most fucking slow, boring FPS I've played in like a long time. Like it's just a lot of camping, a lot of the sniping, and it's just super fucking slow. It's just I can't play slow games. Like if you try to like go in, even like use the speediest unit, even use like the fastest like unit in the game, trying to play that way, like trying to do like a Russian class, like you're just gonna get killed like immediately because
you have to do a no Russian class.
It's a no Russian class where you just kill civilians, you just mow them down in an airport, and that's how you just put points on the board that way. That's how you contribute to the team.
Yeah.
But no, that's not a good game. There are people, I guess there are people who swear by that game now. Like when I was playing, there's some guys who were pretty high level who had clearly sunk some money into the game, and that doesn't seem like the kind of game I would want to sink my money into. It just doesn't. It doesn't seem like there's enough there to warrant coming back, even if they're continuing to update it, because it's like an open beta right now. Many games are launching nowadays. Many of these free to play online games are launching an open beta, including the next one we're going to talk about. But like I don't know like what they could add to that game that would fix the core issues I have with that game.
If they made a Blacklight Retribution.
Yeah. If only. I mean, it even has customization. Like it has like some pretty decent customization.
It's like a free to play shooter or something.
It just doesn't feel like anything like matters. It just doesn't feel like anything I'm changing is having any effect on anything. Like even changing up my weapon, it's just like it's just as ineffective and like underpowered against like this giant tank unit that's literally like the fucking Shagohod from Metal Gear Solid 3, just like scooting around the map. And like I can't take that on unless like I'm playing that class too, which of course costs money to fucking buy. like crazy fucking grind to get anything in that game. Not like Blacklight at all.
Now, see, I thought you would like this. I thought you would like it because what is it? It's just like the tri-suits in Blacklight Retribution.
Yeah, just like it. Just like those hard suits. So basically,
all the game is.
That's basically all there is to Blacklight. I mean, no one plays with guns anymore. It's just like, race to get that hard suit, which is the most effective weapon, depot item in that game. So Hawken sucks. Then I tried playing something else, another open beta, free-to-play game. I gave another one a shot. This one went by the name of Warframe, and I really fucking like Warframe. Like,
I also played it too.
You didn't play much of it. Like, you didn't play nearly as much as me or Carmen did.
I'm sorry.
No, Warframe. You would really like Warframe back. Have you played Warframe yet? I know I told you to play Warframe, but
I've played their previous game. Was it Darkside? Dark
Sector.
Dark Sector. I've played Dark Sector.
How did you like Dark Sector? I've never played Dark Sector.
I didn't.
This game is probably not like Dark Sector. This game is probably not the same thing. Because this game
You're
is
trying
really
to start
good.
some shit, aren't you, Bag? Huh? Oh, it's just like Dark Sector.
This game is really good. Like, I would describe it like all like the inventory stuff. Like, you have. It's a lot like Phantasy Star Online. Like, you have like straight up mags, like mag like things that like just like float around you and like will occasionally attack enemies. And like you can like once again like you have weapons that you're all like grinding and like leveling up as you're going along. But it feels like the combat's like sort of like Vanquish. It's like Vanquish meets Phantasy Star. People have compared it to the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but I haven't played that, so I don't have any frame of reference for that. I can't like really like compare it to that without having played it. But so as far as I'm concerned, it's Phantasy Star meets Vanquish, and it's really good. And like it does parkour better than Mirror's Edge.
Well,
like it does better parkour than Mirror's Edge.
You son of a
Like,
bitch! You're going
it has,
down.
Like, wall running that actually works, and it feels like you have like It feels like you have like really like tight control on your character, like at all times, and like everything about the movement is just super fluid. Like the guns all like are satisfying to shoot. It's just like a really satisfying like it's at its core. It's like grinding like it's still an open beta. There's not as many tile sets because it's randomly generated maps, but like they don't have as many tile sets to work with as of yet. I'm sure they're gonna add more, but like the only repetitive thing about it so far has been like the maps start to get like a little familiar after a while, and maybe they should add more enemies to that too. But I'm sure they're going to because they like for being an open beta game, they're listening to a lot of feedback. And that's good. That's like the best thing you can hope for with a game that is an open beta. They're actually listening to tester feedback.
Whoa, weird.
And actually implementing changes. So, yeah, I've been playing a lot of that recently. And it's really good, and I recommend it. So that's what I've been playing.
Someone playing a guitar in the background?
Who?
What? Bag, what have you been playing recently?
Not a lot.
You've been super busy for the past, like, month or so.
Been away from town. What have I played?
I don't know. There are no big games that came out recently. Like another BioShock game.
Look, but I feel like I put that on the show notes and I put like the in parentheses briefly next to it because I feel like that's a game that's already been talked about enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. That came out over a month ago now, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, one, we're a little late to it, and two, like, that's a game that's already been talked to death.
It's a good game.
Do you know what I would like to talk about, though?
What?
Like, why the indie scene is so butthurt over it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of negative feedback about that game, like, from The Fringe, from the, anti-Call of Duty,
Oh, the part that no one gives a shit about, because they don't make any money.
Like, the GatherYourParty.com's, Vicarious Existence. Like people I subscribe to, usually. People who, like, I follow, like, with my RSS feeder reader. And I'm seeing these articles about, like, why BioShock Infinite isn't great. Why BioShock Infinite is a huge disappointment. Why the storytelling BioShock Infinite actually sucks. I'm like, okay, alright, cool. I like that game. I thought it was fun. I thought it looked really cool. But no, I guess it sucks. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have enjoyed that game.
You deluded piece of shit.
I guess I'm the dummy here because I enjoyed that game.
You sheeple.
I feel like the way people are trying to pick apart that game to make it look bad is the same way that people pick apart pick apart the moon landings to make them look fake. It's like they're picking like little things of like, oh, the whole game you're shooting people. Why would you be doing that? And
No, it sounds like it's a first-person shooter game or
yeah,
something.
and it's not like they don't justify that by making the guy like ex-military or anything.
Oh, they do.
And or like they moan about. I don't even know what they moan about. They just moan.
I'll tell you what they moan
don't
about.
like the
Really,
story?
the indie crew complains about stuff no one gives a shit about.
They moan about like that the issues of racism weren't tackled properly.
Let me read a quote from Gather Your Party. Let me just read the last paragraph or so here. Okay. Here's I don't even know who wrote this review because I didn't look at the top. I began this review by saying I think BioShock Infinite is worth your time, but not your money. I stand by that. Watch a Let's Play of it, borrow a copy from a friend and give it a play if you like shooters, but please don't pay a cent for it. I do not feel that Irrational or 2K should be funded to make another game as lazily written as BioShock Infinite was, and the only way to get that message across is by not supporting such titles. Is BioShock Infinite a bad game? No! Is it a good game? Yes, it's quite good. It is the game of the decade, an unmissable absolute must-play, and a genre and medium-defining experience that so many people... Oh, I see.
What the
Is it the
fuck?
game of the decade, an unmissable absolute must-play, and a genre and medium-defining experience that so many people seem to be hailing it as? Absolutely not.
I just think what it is that, like, okay, so BioShock Infinite isn't perfect, but like video games can't be perfect because the whole point of any creative medium is you alliterate on it. But I feel like people are just angry that people like it so much. And are now like picking apart like any little thing they can find about it, just to like bring the average down.
In retrospect, I played through that game. I found at the end of it, I found that my choices didn't matter. That was kind of a letdown. But none of that actually factored into literally anything.
Well, without going into it, that is kind of the point of the story.
I understand that, like with the ending, like I get that's the point, but at the same time, it's just sort of there's like a tease. Like they could have done like subtle things. There could have been like subtle changes. But like instead, there's none. We've already talked more about BioShock Infinite than I expected us to.
We didn't talk about it briefly.
Fuck. Show notes are invalid. Toss it all out. Have you been playing anything, Vaughn? Before we move on to the next section, have you anything that's not BioShock Infinite?
I played Counter-Strike.
We'll get to that
Zero,
later.
deleted
I mean,
scenes.
it's like playing in your free time.
No, I played BioShock. That's all I played.
Okay,
I've
fair
played
enough.
recently.
That's fair enough. Moving on then to latest videos, and there's a big one, but I want to get to these in the order that we posted them, because I wanted to briefly mention again the Political Machine 2012 video of that went up. I always like to mention these because any video I get to do with my friend Dihydrocodeine, any video like that you hear him in is an episode where he's actually in the same room as me. Like every time he comes over to hang out, like when he comes back from where he is, we just get really drunk, and then we play like bad video games. Like so far we did like Family Guy, we did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, and now this. So it's like the third in a series of just drunk one-offs, and
Also, they're the funniest videos.
like I really like that Family Guy video. I think that's one of like I still like have like a really like special place in my heart for that vid. And
We need to have Dihydrocodeine on more.
We should. I should talk to him about that. I should try to get him in on one of these, maybe.
And we need to get on Anarchy Online.
We need to get a one-off
endurance
for
run.
Anarchy Online. That's the
No,
video
we
that
need to be
people
an
want.
endurance run.
I don't think you can do an endurance run for an MMO. I'm not sure if that's going to work.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, it's just when it's either you finish the game or you just stop caring about it.
No, you have to play until they shut the servers down.
The ultimate endurance run. Anarchy Online is not in a good place. That's an MMO that has been around for a long time, and me and him like years ago played it. Then like ever since then, like at one point like 3 or 4 years ago, they promised an engine upgrade that would take the game into not DirectX like 10 or 11, but DirectX like 8. Like they're going to upgrade from DirectX. I think it's like 6 or 7 at this point, and they
sure?
they wanted to bring
Really?
it into 8, and they.
How does that even run on Windows 8?
It does, as far as I know. It might not. I don't know if it does. or
It
not.
does. I played it, remember?
Okay. So maybe it's DirectX 7. Maybe it's DX7.
It's probably DirectX 8.
No,
and
it's
they put
not.
it in 9.
Maybe. I could have it completely wrong. Either way, they promised that 3 or 4 years ago. Hasn't happened. Game still looks like a game from 2000, because it is a game from like
It
2000.
doesn't even look like a game from 2000. It looks like
It's not the
it's like
prettiest
a game after.
It's not the prettiest game. They've been patching it. They still add like stuff into it every now and again.
It's not pretty at all.
They finally
dude.
just recently they used to have like 3 separate servers. Now it's just one server. They're on their way out. Funcom, Secret World bombed. They're in some pretty dire fucking straits right now, and it's gonna be a shame
gives a shit?
if that
Who
game
gives a shit
goes
about those
away
people?
because it's not the best game. It's a sci-fi MMO, and like that's interesting. There's not many great sci-fi.
Defiance is gonna take it over.
Yeah. Okay, sure, all right. A game that's tied
Alright,
into a fucking
alright.
television show.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's my little bit about Anarchy Online. Rest in peace. Preemptive. Calling it right now. So
Homefront.
Homefront. I launched the LP of Homefront. I started my Let's Play of Homefront. Now's a
Is that
good
what you
time
call
for it. Now
You launched it.
I launched it. I pulled the lever, and it shot up into the sky.
And I did deliver.
Chicken dinner.
So yeah, Homefront is a game about North Korea. It's not a very good game, and you'll see that as this series progresses. Obviously,
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. The one time when I bought it, it was really good.
you bought that with my money without telling me
Yeah.
for your Steam account, and then I forced you to play it. I said, "Well, you bought it. Now you're gonna have to play it in its entirety."
Well, now we're gonna do multiplayer, right?
At some point, we're gonna do the multiplayer. Yeah, it's true. That is part of the plan. It's part of the game plan. Is to get goons in on that. Maybe some of our YouTube.
The other
followers.
3 people who bought the game.
I think it might be a few more than that. People look back on this game like, yeah, what a fucking bomb. But like, it did okay, like sales wise. It did like critically.
Yeah, that's why THQ, is in such great.
It didn't
shape
do
right now.
great. It didn't like meet their expectations, but it didn't like completely flop. It's like, you look at something like Hitman Absolution or Tomb Raider and how those games didn't meet expectations, but still managed to sell like over 3 million copies. At least Tomb Raider did. I don't remember how much. Hitman was.
both of them sold about 2.5 mil.
Okay, so like for any other game, like in any other point in time, that would be like an okay launch. But like this, because Square Enix is in such dire straits, like it didn't meet their expectations. It's the same thing with THQ when they launched Homefront. Like it sold okay for a game of that caliber, but just didn't sell what they expected it to. But didn't completely sink them like the fucking U-Draw did. Like those are 2 separate things entirely. Like those both had impacts, but the U-Draw was like a far more substantial loss for them. But yeah, you're gonna see more of that game if you continue to watch the series, I assume. And things happen in that game. Things certainly fucking happen. People,
It's terrible.
Connor, who might be the least likable character in all of video games, like he's worse than like think of like what was that guy that everyone hates from Killzone?
Rico.
Rigo.
Yeah.
Rigo.
Like he's
Rico.
like
Rico.
he's even worse than Rico.
No, there's the other guy, the Trey Parker's voice actor.
You mean Hopper?
Yeah,
He's
Hopper.
not completely unbearable. He's just funny to listen to because he sounds so goddamn much like Trey Parker. But he,
That's why I was like, why does this guy sound so weird? And then you pointed it out in the video. I'm like, holy shit. That's why I was like, why does this guy sound so stupid?
well, there you go. It's Stan Marsh fighting for the Resistance after his race change operation. So yeah, we're only in the first episode, so there's not much I can say about that game right now. Just keep watching.
Oh, it gets better.
It gets way better. Like the first episode's pretty good, but I think it's
The product placement gets way better.
by episode 3. Like, make sure you watch up until episode 3 at the very least. And if that doesn't sell you on this fucking game, I don't know what will. But yeah, that's Homefront. It's coming at you, coming soon.
Speaking of great games,
Speaking of great games, we launched another LP.
yeah, it's called Counter-Strike Condition Zero Deleted Scenes.
And do you want to explain why you went ahead with that video? Why the impetus was for posting that video, for starting it?
Because you told me to.
Yeah. Because I was suffering from my canker sore. I'm like,
So I downloaded Vegas and I just hit record in Audacity and Fraps at the same time, and then fucking went and recorded that video. That's my recording process.
Yeah, I really pressured you into this, like, hey, look, like, I'm not gonna be able to do shit. You need to, like, fill the void while I'm dealing with this thing.
Yeah, this void has been filled very well.
And, yeah. So, yeah, you didn't get the most positive feedback in the world. There are some people who downright didn't like it.
Oh no.
Alright, is that gonna stop you from continuing to make episodes?
No.
Good.
This needs to be done.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, my plan with this channel at this moment in time, like, what I was hoping would happen would be, like, I could do my things. I could do my Let's Plays, you know, like, my one-offs, all that stuff that I do. Then, like, there would be, like, the B team, which is, like, you two. And, like, you would also do things, like, as a pair, as a, like, dynamic duo. And I think
Yeah, we're still waiting on that Doom 3 BFG LP.
that was an idea
It's
at one point.
coming. Don't.
You're gonna do that? You still gonna do that?
Hey, why not?
Do you have the dinner date account still?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Gotta finish this
LP
one
in the
for-
works. That's behind the scenes. That's how things get made. That's how vids get made.
That's how it's done.
That's how vids get made.
Oh, we actually still have that game? All right, well, I guess I'll do it sometime soon.
You got to finish this game first, though, because you got to finish what you start. I believe very firmly in that.
Yeah, because every time you try and do 3 LPs at once, it doesn't work out for some reason.
That was years ago when I tried doing, what was it? I think it was Stalker, James Bond 007 on the Game Boy, and X Operations for PC, all at the same time.
And they all suffered.
Yeah. I should revisit that Game Boy game. I can knock that out in like 2-3 hours. That's not a long game. I was dragging it out because it was a screenshot.
What was the motivation between, oh yeah, I'm going to play James Bond 007 on the Game Boy.
Because
This LP needs to be made.
it's an interesting Game Boy game. It's an interesting little adventure game. It came out like around the same time as GoldenEye 64, and it's just completely forgotten. And I wanted to like show.
Is that going to be the 3rd Port Authority episode?
No, because it's not a port. It has literally nothing to do with GoldenEye.
Is there
We'll
gonna
get the
be
port
any
of
Really bad.
Port
That's a really
Authority
bad. It's a really bad.
episodes?
We're gonna get to
Yeah.
that. That's in the channel news. That's a third bullet point, though. We got some other things to go through first. So yeah, Condition Zero deleted scenes. That's going to continue. Hope maybe Bag will get in on that. Would you be like up for that? Just having Bag tag along tag.
Yeah, because he's funny.
I think like the feeling I get is like you two work really well together as a trio. We work really well together. I can do the solo thing because I have like I've been like used to it at this point. Like I've had like practice with it. I've had like a few years of practice, and I've like
Yeah, it's, you've done other channels where it's just been you talking.
like I just like I'm used to it at this point. Whereas I think like not to like shit all over you two, but like you're not used to this. Like you don't have
You
like a
fucking
background.
suck.
You don't have a background. Like you're not like when you're like playing a game, you're probably thinking about the game. Like when I'm playing a game, I'm thinking about like what to say. Like and I'm thinking consciously like how to keep the commentary flowing and how to keep like the air from going dead.
Don't
Well,
think
because you don't know how to freestyle rap, you know.
That's my problem. If I know how to freestyle rap, then I could just like I would just rap throughout my entire commentary. This freestyle LP. Yo, I'm playing Homefront and it's really lame. I'm playing this here. It's a game. First person shooter. So I heard. Last I saw, you were a nerd.
Oh shit, man! You lose all our subscribers now.
Damn. Ice cold. Moving on. Channel news. So, we had a pretty decently sized announcement here that some people already know about. Some people may have
We're
already.
corporate fucking sellouts, man.
Yeah, we fucking sold out. Now all of
It's
our
brought to you by Mountain Dew.
we're Haberman and Co. Have Bag and Tag brought to you by Mountain Dew, Doritos. We sold out. We're part of a network now. We're partnered.
And Broadband TV.
Broadband TV gaming. Well, it's okay. So let's actually just fucking like say what happened. So I've been looking into a partnership for the channel for a while, into joining a network because one, I want to like have like protection against like fucking false flag shit, and this helps against that. Like that's that was one of the primary motivations, is because I don't know if you know or not, but there's still people who like we still have enemies out there. And being part of a network really does protect you against like sort of like false flag attacks and that sort of shit. So like to secure our videos and then like maybe get some publicity on some of them, like Port Authority.
It also makes some mad money, mad cash.
Yeah, and also most importantly is making the mad money. Is making the mad money off these sick vids.
To be rolling in it.
Just basically a sim. Like my dream is basically to swim in a pool of like gold coins, like Scrooge McDuck style. Like that's the dream. That's like the end goal here with this channel. So we joined.
Money
So
made.
I had actually been like recruited. Like I had like received a number of private messages, like around like a dozen, of this like random like small shitty networks who were sending me messages being like, "Hey, you want to join
Everybody
up?"
wanted a piece of the Haberman and Co. action.
There was one that was like all like I went to the website and it was all German, and like at the top of the page it said "Viewerbung," which we didn't know what it meant. I haven't looked up what it meant. I saw it was the funniest word I've ever seen written on a website, needless to say, that's not the one we joined. Well, we got around a dozen, and the last one I got was from this group called Necessary Gaming. And I checked their page. Like, even in their message, they said, like, we're a smaller network. So I went ahead, I checked their page, I checked their channel, I checked their website. And compared to like, the other ones, it just looked way better. It just looked like way more professional, like more clean, better put together. And that's what sold me. Like, I didn't, like, to be honest, I didn't even look at the terms of the of service. I didn't look at how much we're going to get paid. I still really don't know.
Sorry.
Does that tell you anything about me?
I had to read you the contract.
I cannot read legalese. I had to have Pawn basically interpret the contract for me and just read it, like translate it for me from legalese to fucking simple English. And I mean, it's all fair. It's all fucking fair. It's fine. And yeah, so we joined up with them after jumping through like several hoops, having a little bit of problem with the back and forth between my recruiter because like there's just like significant delay between messages. But at the end of it, we're part of that network now.
Well, also the guy who runs Necessary Gaming lives in Portland, which is only like 20 minutes away from where I live. So, giving you any troubles, I'll go over there and break his legs.
Yeah, my mafia connection tag here.
Go Uncle Jimmy be sleeping with the fishes.
Spot on. That was spot on. That's as spot on as my British accent.
That was actually
Oi, governor!
Haberman.
What do you say about taking a ride in the
UK
lorry?
style.
Oi, straight from the UK. We hold the crown.
Hey, these guys, they like fish and chips, yeah? I don't know what that even was.
Who is you even?
That was Canadian.
What else has been happening? Tell me.
Oh.
Hey, speaking of useless people.
So I wanted to touch upon something. This is something that we've actually been asked a few times. Since, I want to say, like, what was the last Haberman & Co. episode to feature Jim and Hack? It was probably like Orion Dino
Gives a
Beatdown,
shit.
right? It was probably Orion Dino.
No, it was the Payday LP.
It was it was a Payday LP. So people have been wondering what happened to Jim in Nervitel and company, or Jim and Co. as I'm going to
Rest in peace.
affectionately refer to them as now. I got a phone ring in the background. I'm not going to pick that up. So yeah, I think it's time we address that. Now we're partnered. Now that I can rub that fact in to their faces, because
Ooh.
Rest in peace.
So, when we first started, doing stuff together, like around the time of the first Haberman & Co. video, and they were like, we were all in a massive, like in a giant Skype call, and, we were doing vids, and like the goal was, like Jim, who suggested that maybe we should try looking into getting the channel partnered, he wanted to make that mad cash off of it. Like his scheme was like, all right, here's what we should do. We should totally get partnered, and we can make the mad money, and I'll just churn out shit. Don't worry, Haber. I'll just churn out shit, and these people will love it. And at first, I thought that was a pretty good idea too. But basically, he was the one who like really pushing, or at least he said he would. But in typical Jim fucking fashion, and this is something we know from like having worked with him back on Medicare, which we'll have to do sometime in one of these episodes to like just explaining what Medicare was at some point. Like this going on to a full-on...
Please, I think everybody knows what that is now.
Like this going to the history of that. But, I mean, even back on our Medicare days, he was like the most unreliable motherfucker in the world. Like literally the laziest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Well, he did make that school shooter thread on the forum. I mean, that is pretty reliable.
Yeah, that was your work, though. That was like your thing. We'll have to get into that at some point. Fuck!
What are you talking... Huh? What?
So, Jim, like, is a guy who is like, he has these ideas, then he doesn't commit to them. And that's what ended up happening here, was that, like, he at first he said, like, he was committed to this channel, and then, over time, he just sort of drifted away. Like, I guess he gave up, but didn't tell anyone that he had given up. And then this one day, like, next thing I know, like, he's just gone, like, radio silent. and because Hack followed him, I guess this Nervatel Hack decided to follow him, and that's fair enough. Like, I don't hold that against them. I don't really hold anything against them. I just think it's silly that they came up with this idea, then they abandoned it before they saw it through. And now that I put in the work, now that I put the effort in and did it myself, the day I announced that we would potentially be entering into a partnership, that was the day that fucking Nervatel messages me again on Skype. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing much. We just got partnered." "Yeah, I heard that you were thinking about joining a partnership. So we were thinking about maybe doing some videos again." And it was the most transparent fucking bullshit I'd ever seen in my fucking life. It was the grossest. Just really, dude? Fucking really, dude? I was just laughing the whole time because it's they smelled the blood in the water. They just came running, or at least he came running back. I assume that maybe Jim had put him up to it. I don't know.
Well, maybe Jim sent all those emails finally to game developers.
That was his plan. That was his role in it. Besides making videos, was he promised he would send send messages to developers, asking them if we could use their footage.
And they probably would immediately send cease and desist letters.
Yeah, probably. We were pretty naive at the beginning. We thought we could do it without joining a network, but sure enough, lo and behold, you can't. But no, so that's more or less what happened to them. They tried to get back in after they had been silent for months, and I said no, thank you. And I promptly kicked him out of our little chat because they'd just been silently there and not saying much for months, is what I mean. They were still in the room but not saying goddamn anything. We assumed that they started some separate Skype chat without us in it so they could play games together. We're pretty sure what happened because they were still playing games and not inviting us, which seems really petty of them. Which seems incredibly petty, but
it really hurt my feelings.
Me and Hab wanted to. Me and Hab have been meaning to play Resident Evil 6 for months. And they've been playing it and didn't fucking ask if we wanted to.
Sons of bitches.
What am I going to do now?
Probably play another game. Probably play a better game, hopefully. So, yeah, that's what happened more or less, is that they pussied out. They pussed out. Then when we put in the work, when us three started putting in the work again, they came running back. And I told him no. Because fool me once, shame on me. It's fool me once,
Thank
shame
you, George
on you.
W. Bush.
I fucked it up! I really fucked it up! He did that too! Fuck! Shit! I'm the worst! I'm the fucking worst! I'm an idiot! Fuck! I'm not...
Here's, I'll do a tribute song for Jib and Co. Thank you. They are Sun and Man and Golden Lion. They quit our channel because they were tired. They are the best. They left it to the rest. I don't know the rest of the words. I'm sorry.
Were you trying to do a Duke Lion cover?
No.
Oh, that was the original composition?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's work in progress. No one can buy that yet.
Original work. Original cover. Do not steal.
Copyright.
Copyright note on that. And right, sorted. Let's move on. You mentioned Port Authority episode 2 earlier, and I want to talk about that for a minute because I do.
Yeah, our notes just have a picture of fire next to them. I don't know what that's about.
So Port Authority episode 2 was supposed to be Mortal Kombat originally. That was the plan. That's what I teased at the end of the first episode. I recorded that footage. I don't want to look at that fucking footage. That was the most. Trying to play Mortal Kombat is on the ports and even the original. I don't like Mortal Kombat in the first place. I played it for 6-8 hours, across all different versions. I'm so sick of that fucking game at this point. I don't even want to look at that fucking footage I recorded. It's just every time I launched Vegas to try and edit it, it was oh wait, I gotta look at this fucking footage again. I gotta relive these fucking memories. So that was really turning me off from actually putting any more work into that. So I decided the best thing to do is change the game. It's going to be about a different game now. I'm going to put Mortal Kombat, put that aside for now. I'll eventually do that because that's still an episode worth doing. I just don't want to. Fucking gameplay is fucking murder.
Really hurts you, man.
So yeah, put that off for a while. Get back to that at some point. I won't say what the next game is. I'll give you a hint though. It's Donkey Kong. That's my hint. Take from that what you will.
No, it's not.
Take from that what you will. Insinuate what you will. Let the guessing begin. Post what you think the next game I'm gonna play is in the comments. And I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. So let's move on to some gaming news.
Oh, yeah, that's what I love.
Let's cover the hot gaming news. LucasArts closed. That kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah, they made such great games,
Yeah, like 20 years ago. Sam & Max is something I want to mention here.
That's a great segue, dude.
No, I mean, not segueing yet. You're spoiling my segue coming up. I want to talk about Sam & Max, which was originally put out by LucasArts, the original point-and-click Sam & Max game.
Yeah.
And that's a game I have a great affinity for.
Yeah.
Way before the Telltale ones, I played the original fucking Sam & Max. And I have a signed Sam & Max poster, signed by Steve Purcell, on my wall, and I've had that thing for years, and I cherish that because that's a game that the comedy in that game really resonated with me as a kid. And yeah. And now the company that made that game is bust. They hadn't been doing so hot for the past few years. But, at the same time, you didn't expect it to happen, I guess. No one really, there wasn't really, much warning for that. I mean, you look at now and you see, Atlas is about to go out. Atlas, the company that owns Atlas, is just filed for insolvency. They're going to have all their stocks delisted in, the very near future. Atlas is, in dire straits right now. And, immediately before that, who are some other people who've closed recently?
Oh, there's been a bunch.
Square Enix isn't really dire straits. People are projecting.
Square Enix doesn't exist anymore, man. It's gone.
They're getting pretty fucking close, dude. So, I mean, yeah, it's just been, the past few months have been, just a lot of developers closing. That offshoot that got... Who's the one that got bought by People Can Fly, or Epic Games? Epic Games picked...
Yeah, that is People Can Fly, yeah.
Yeah. But no, People Can Fly didn't shut down.
No, they got brought by... Yeah.
No, I'm talking about... Epic Games bought a developer who had come from... I can't even begin to explain. I don't know.
You sure you're not thinking of EA? Because they closed...
EA closed a lot
of Army of Two. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of something else entirely. There was...
There's a lot of that.
Look, the point fucking is... Someone will point out in the comments what the fuck I'm thinking about. Someone will be able to interpret my fucking stupid...
Visceral Games.
Visceral Games?
No, I have no idea.
No, that's the
Dead Space.
Checkerboard Studios.
Checkerboard Studios, rest in peace.
Ubisoft, Montreal, Ontario,
Valve,
Montreal again.
Yeah, a lot of people are closing down, but for some reason I thought LucasArts would be safe. I mean, I didn't really think I wasn't thinking every day man, LucasArts sure is safe
Disney.
Today. But at the same time, caught me off guard when that happened. And, I have fond memories of some of their point-and-click games, of some of the classic Star Wars games, like Dark Forces I was into way back when. So, yeah. But Sam & Max specifically... Now, here's my segue. You ready for this? Poker Night The Inventory 2 trailer posted recently. That game looks like the worst fucking thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. What a piece of fucking shit. What a collection of fucking scumbags who put that fucking thing together. Really, motherfuckers? Fucking really? You already fucked Max up. You already fucked Max with that first fucking awful, shitty game. Oh, the TF2 heavy, and he's gonna fucking... What the fuck is this shit? This is fucking awful. I watched a trailer, and my immediate reaction was that. It was basically what the fuck am I looking at? You've got the worst characters... Except for, Sam. Sam was fucking great. Really, Claptrap, the most, annoying character in video games in the past, 5-10 years. The single most annoying. Does anyone fucking like Claptrap?
No.
This is actually just Hab's initial rage for Army of Darkness coming through.
What?
Ash is in that game, dude.
Yeah, Ash is in that game, but what do you mean Army of Darkness? It's I guess it's supposed to be him from Army of Darkness. They didn't even get Bruce Campbell. That's not even my complaint. People are complaining about the fact that it's not Bruce Campbell voicing Ash. I don't care. Bruce Campbell's a fucking overrated hack. He sucks
See,
in
told
Burn
you he
Notice.
doesn't like it.
The problem with that is what the fuck is he doing there? Because he's like he's in some video games like 10 years ago. I don't remember Telltale being the ones who made them, so I don't know what the fuck he's doing there in the first place.
Evil Dead, more like Evil Dick.
So like I have no idea what the fuck he's doing there. And then who else is in that fucking thing? Oh yeah, fucking Brock from or what is that his name?
Yep, Brock Sampson.
Brock Sampson from Venture Brothers. Because I guess Venture Brothers is still relevant. Is that show still on the air? Are they still making new episodes of that fucking show? That show's
That's me.
know.
I'm from the UK.
so it's.
I don't know either.
And then to top it all off, fucking GLaDOS, because people like Portal, because fucking retards like Portal and love to quote fucking Portal, so we got to put that in there too. It's the worst assortment. This completely. That's gonna be the worst fucking. That game's gonna be completely unbearable.
I don't know. I do like Texas Hold'em though.
There's already like 50 million fucking versions of Texas Hold'em. You really need one with like fucking Claptrap, like doing like the dubstep song, or like saying this fucking like references to other video games. Do you really need GLaDOS to sing to you while you're playing fucking poker? Do you really need this is my boomstick? Do you want to hear that every 5 fucking seconds while you're playing poker,
depends.
motherfucker?
Depends. What kind of poker tables can I unlock?
Fuck.
The one from Far Cry 3.
Oh, nice. I'm already in.
Motherfuckers! You don't understand how angry this makes me. This seems like the worst thing. There are people excited for this. There are people excited for
It's a poker
this.
game at the end of the day. Like, you should be amazed that publishers and copyright owners can get together and put this kind of game out anyway.
Yeah, I'm amazed they would sell their fucking characters to the fucking devil. The fucking Telltale.
Yeah, Telltale Games. The embodiment of evil.
Yeah, look at that
Telltale
fucking
in
Walking
Spanish
Dead.
Is, Telltale in Spanish is actually 666.
The Walking Dead episodes were pretty much like, straight out of fucking hell. That game sucks shit. That's the most overrated fucking game of the past
Now
forever.
our subscriber count's gonna go to 0.
It's fine, but it's not a video game.
It's not even fine. It's like, it even sucks as what it is. Like, 1, it's not a fucking video game. 2, it sucks at what it tries to do. Like, the emotional hooks are probably fine, whatever. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anymore. Not since Poker Night 1. But, like...
That's what did it.
Hab is really bad at gambling.
I'm not good at poker. That's beside the point. Like, Walking Dead did literally nothing for me. That game
You know
was
why
unplayable.
you know why you fucking are pissed off about Poker Night at the Inventory 1?
Why?
You know why? Because you're trying to get fucking TF2 items, you dumbass.
Yeah, because I care so much about Team Fortress 2. That's another game I fucking love.
No. Back then, you fucking wanted Team Fortress 2 hats or something.
Did I?
That's
Did
why
I
you played
really?
it. Yes. I am not shitting you.
No. I refuse to accept a reality where I was that fucking naive and dumb.
Yes, you said, oh, well, poker... these are your exact words. I don't like poker, but there's a chance of
from
getting...
how many years ago? From like 3 or 4 years ago?
I'm serious. I remember this shit. As it was, like... I don't like poker, but I like getting TF2 items or some shit. I don't know what you said. You were really gay.
Well, if I really said that, I would go back in time and punch myself in the dick.
Look, this fucking guy here, he came out, he said, hey, look, these guys, they're putting out this poker game, and I'm not good at poker, but I fucking love Team Fortress 2. And he kind of just fell over or something.
That's how I sounded 2 years ago, I guess.
Probably.
So yeah, fuck Telltale. Hope all those guys lose their jobs. I don't know why they would. I just wish they would, because I don't think any of them are qualified to make games. I think the games they make are overrated fucking tripe. I think Walking Dead was potentially like the most overrated thing, like I said, of the past forever.
What about Sam and Max?
Sam and Max episodes by Telltale were okay. Like, even still, like, not to get like, I'm getting like super fucking like snobby here, but like those games didn't match the aesthetic from the original game perfectly. Like, they're still like, that original game is better than the stuff they made. Like, the writing is more on point than the original. And I know Steve Purcell obviously still had like involvement in the Telltale games, and that's the best thing that Telltale's made to date. Like, don't get me wrong, it's the best thing they've ever done. They're not going to be able to top that shit, but at the same time, like, yeah, those things are fine. Like, let me just say those things are fine. Like, I didn't hate those. Like, I liked seeing those characters again, and it was more or less okay. It just wasn't great. So I don't know. That's Telltale in a nutshell. They're not great.
All right.
Wish them nothing but the worst.
All right then.
Basically, this is the episode where we try to actively just lose all our subscribers by me just saying things and not being able to properly articulate them because they make me so mad.
Yo, fuck this game!
I want to take a diarrhea dump all over Telltale. All over this game. I'm worried about that's the direction we're going at this point. Is that I'm just sounding like angry and not being able to properly articulate this shit. And
that you've always been.
I'm
like
really
that,
self-conscious about this right now, though. Now that I'm like remembering that we're recording something, I got lost in the moment there for a minute.
This is what he's like on Skype all the time.
I got lost in the moment. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll write something. Maybe I'll write something for my Tumblr that has like one post on it right now. I'll write like another like long-winded rant that no one will read. I wrote one for Far Cry 3. Why I think Far Cry 3
You need to put the one up of how you hate zombies so much too.
That was a good one. That was a good one that I wrote like way back when.
It was a WordPress blog.
Yep. Now it's Tumblr. Times have changed. Keeping up with the changing times.
Keep up.
I'm officially part of Web 3.0. That's what we're up to, right? Are we up to Web 3.0 at this point, or are we still in Web 2.0?
Well, that never existed to begin with, so...
So you mean we're still in Web 1.0?
Yes.
Honestly, Hab, if you were really up to date, you would be posting your articles as 6-second Vine videos.
I gotta squeeze a lot into that 6-second video. I gotta talk real fast and want to get all my points about Far Cry 3 fucking sucking.
Just gotta speed it up.
So yeah, Poker Night Inventory 2 is gonna suck, and anyone who like is getting that game for the TF2 items, you're a huge loser. It's like
that was you a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, me a couple of years ago was a huge loser. Speaking of trailers to have me fucking actually pumped, Rise of the Triad fucking gameplay demonstrations came out. 18 minutes of fucking multiplayer footy. That looks fucking sick as hell. Like, if you want to, like, that's how you fucking, like, hype your game up. Like, if you're looking, like, for ways to, like, if you're making a game right now, developers out there listening in to this podcast, if you're, like, making a game right now and you want to get me, like, if I'm your core demo, here's what you gotta do, okay? Look, you make your game...
Trying to get one guy.
You fucking, like, this post 18 minutes of fucking straight-up multiplayer footage.
Exactly 18 minutes.
And... yeah, it looks fucking sick. That game looks fucking dope as hell. That looks doper than Dopefish.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard or not. Dopefish is a pretty dope fish. Like, for a fish, he's pretty dope. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. And I was telling everyone how excited I was. And I was telling Carmen how excited I was. and she just, like, deflated me, like, immediately. Because I think her response was like, yeah... no one's going to be playing the multiplayer like a few months from now. Like, look at Serious Sam's 3 multiplayer and how that turned out. That tried to do the same thing. That tried to be, like, revitalizing the classic multiplayer style. And look where that is now. No one's playing that anymore.
Well, obviously they need to make Rise of the Triad just be like Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's what we need. Now, she even said, like, she's looking forward to the single-player campaign, which I am, too. Like, I'll play the shit out of that single-player campaign. But I also want to play the shit out of multiplayer, and I hope there are other people playing the shit out of that multiplayer as well for like a long time, because that's the kind of shit I can get into. Like, you know, I love my Call of Duty. You know, I love my Blacklight. You know, I fucking hate Hawken. You know, I love like my military shooters from time to time, or just, you know, like the slower stuff, like, you know, like the stuff that's like trying to think of the word for it is, like, you know, it's games that not like Quake likes. I like Quake likes. I mean, well, I'm trying to fucking say here, but like not being able to articulate anything today. Look, I haven't been talking for like 2 weeks because of my fucking canker sores. I'm getting back into this whole talking thing, okay? So cut me some fucking slack.
All right,
I'm out of practice. So, like, I like all kinds of FPS, and I have like a very fond spot for. I have a fondness for these classic styles of game. Like, I grew up on shit like Quake and Doom and very fast-paced shooters, and just because I like stuff like Call of Duty, doesn't mean that I've like lost my. Fondness for these kinds of games, and it's nice to see something that, like, you know, looks nice but still like really does retain that gameplay, that really does retain like that speed.
I'm watching this Rise of the Triad right now.
It's pretty fucking sick.
I like it because it goes slam dunk. It says, and this is not in the final game, please don't sue us.
Yep.
Charles Barkley not in final game. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's a good trailer. That's like, I'm very hyped for that game. Like, leading up to that video getting posted, I wasn't sure. Like, I knew the announcement. I heard it like when it first like got announced, and I'm like, this could go either one of two ways. Either one, it could be great, or two, what is probably most likely, is that it's going to be something like Duke Nukem Forever, where it tries to evoke this classic style of gameplay, and this falls flat on its fucking ass. And
Through jumping puzzles.
And this looks fucking great. So it looks like they're doing the good thing. It looks like they're doing the first thing, which is making their game fucking great and really evoking that sense of speed. And I'm pumped for it. And that wraps up gaming news. Nothing else happened in games. Nothing. Which
actually,
brings
at one point, Uplay shut down.
Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. But it's not in the show notes, so we can't cover it. No,
shit.
Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about Blood Dragon. I should have put... Blood Dragon should totally be in this gaming news blurb. Because we already mentioned Far Cry 3 and how much I didn't like that game. And then everything about Blood Dragon looks fucking dope. Because the other direction. That's something else I could totally get into. And here's how I knew that Blood Dragon was going to be potentially good. Here's what got me excited for Blood Dragon. When I heard that the song Friends from Miami Connection, from 1987's Miami Connection, was on the soundtrack for this game. I don't even know if that's actually confirmed or not. Someone just put up a video that had potential album art cover for Blood Dragon, and they said that it was the credit song for the game. So I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that's the dopest shit in the world. And yeah, everything about the setting, that game takes place in the year 2007. It's what they say. and yeah, they fucking nailed it.
Start of the Xbox 360.
They fucking nailed it. They got that down. Some people will try that and try too hard, and it seems like they're trying just enough. They're trying hard, but not trying too hard. They're nailing it. They're really nailing it. They're really nailing everything about the aesthetic and about all the flavor text and all the story stuff. So I'm actually sort of excited for that. I just hope it doesn't. I hope it's not just Far Cry 3 with different graphics. I hope there's one scene where you see them fighting a tiger, a virtual tiger or something of that sort in the gameplay trailers. But hopefully it ends up not being just Far Cry 3, just not another take on Far Cry 3. Hopefully there's no hunting involved. Hopefully it is just straight up.
Yeah, it's good. There's gonna be hunting involved. Some sick ass hunting.
I don't know, man.
You can hunt virtual tigers.
But yeah, so Uplay shut down. We were mentioning this because of. So Uplay shut down temporarily. And you know how we feel about Uplay. I think Pawn mentioned on the last episode.
It sucks.
It sucks.
I wish it's shut down completely. Yeah,
so that Blood Dragon. Think about that Blood Dragon. There was a while where you could just download it in its entirety for free. It's off of Uplay. Because they kind of accidentally put it out a bit early. Or not didn't release it early, but there was just ways to access it. That they put it up on their servers, and people found a way to get it and get it all for free. And there were videos up of them playing that game in its entirety. And yeah, that's a mistake. They fucked up. They shouldn't be able to do that before a game comes out. But
that never has really happened with Steam. I don't think it's ever happened.
No, never. I think Valve is pretty much...
The last time a Valve game got leaked was because some guy hacked their entire intranet.
Don't you mean that they got into the test server where they had...
No, this one guy hacked...
Oh, there's something since the Half-Life 2 leak?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Uplay went down. Wish it went down for good, because that's really annoying. It's like the Games for Windows Live of... It's like Games for Windows Live.
It is Games for Windows Live, and it's a shitty... It is
essentially Games for Windows Live. It just hampers games that much. I mean, look at Call of Wars: The Cartel. If that game didn't have Uplay on PC, that game would still be alive and well. There'd still be people playing that online. So, that's the end of gaming news. As far as I know. As far as we care. Which takes us into our final section, which takes us into our YouTube video picks of the week. And let's start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, Go Bag. What's your video pick of the week?
Okay, so, I'm the kind of guy who goes on the internet, looks at things, that's who I am. So I was on the internet, I found a video...
Wait, I'm sorry, what does that mean? What?
That's just the kind of guy I am,
Who looks at things? No, I don't know. That's an entirely new
I'm an observer, if you will. A seer.
I'm a human being, if you will. I use the internet, if you will. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. You know me. You know me. Come on.
You know
And-
me, ODB.
So I found a video. It's called "The Difference Between Me and Trash." And a man explains
No,
the
it's-
differences between him and garbage, and it's worth checking out. From
Actually, the difference between me and trash. I think that's what you're trying to say here.
yes, I'm sorry. The difference between me and trash. It's an amazing video. You should probably check it out.
How did you find it again? What did you search for specifically?
I searched duck on YouTube and looked for videos uploaded in the last hour. So if you can find that secret duck cameo in the video, we've got 3 copies of something to fucking give away.
Speaking of ducks, that ties into Tag's video of the week.
It's a duck pond, nigga.
Soaking blondes at the duck pond.
Nigga. Fucking sluts at the duck pond, nigga. Nigga, yeah. The best music video ever.
The best rap you've ever heard about ducks and duck ponds.
Yeah, Duck Pond specifically. By Mr. Sausage 187.
There's a
And I think my favorite comment is so I think we can all agree that the duck pond is a metaphor for being at a club with some hoes. And then the person, Mr. Sausage 187, said, "Wrong. It's literally a duck pond."
Great. Glad he cleared that up.
Yeah.
So that's your video. That's a classic. I'm going with another classic video for my video this week. This used to be my favorite video on YouTube like years ago. It's called Too Much Acid. It's about a man who took too much acid. That's all you had to know. It's an instant classic Hardy Italian. It's a fond place in my heart. I used to know that video verbatim. I used to have that memorized word for word. Now I just bring it up. I can't remember a word from it right now. I picked it as a video of the week, but I didn't actually watch it at any point this week. So I picked it like a month ago when I first started writing the show notes, so I don't actually remember a goddamn thing. Oh, that's a great video of the week. Is the one I haven't seen for months. Oh, man. I think that's it. I think that does it.
That's it. That's all you need to do.
Right. Sorted. So that's going to do it for second episode of Handbag and Tag. We got into some stuff today.
Yeah.
We went pretty hard today.
So now I'll play us out. I'll do the ending theme I've been working on.
Oh.
I've been travelling the countryside, taking in the leaves and the internet as well when I'm on a computer. And I wrote this song about the podcast. So, we're going to fade out. Yeah.
Well, play us off. Play us off.
Check out the podcast when you sign online. Trying to... No, cancel the podcast. I'm done.
Cancel the whole thing? But we just recorded for an hour.
Well, delete an hour of it.
That leaves us with a minute
It's fine.
of you playing the guitar and then giving up and telling us to cancel the podcast.
I'm gone. Screw it.
No! Fuck! Tag, you're still here, right? Can we salvage this?
I'm dead.